Jenny is just one of those people who is so warm and kind that no matter when you meet her, you simply wish you had met her before. So Jenny runs Urban Office, which is a shared workspace with a heart and a sense of community. So Jenny, won't you come off of mute and tell us more about it?
Thank you, Christopher. I'm going to have to speak to your sentiment because I feel like I'm the one that was blessed to be able to know you and Christine, and a lot of you people here, like Katie, and I'm going to miss a whole bunch of people, but I have really, really, really enjoyed being a part of like Oswego Chamber. So I want to kind of give you a little tour. And Hewitt, he is new here. He just waved, putting on his mask, he's coming out. He is going to help me. I am going to put my mask on. So when he gets here, then we'll just make our rounds and I'll just kind of show you around. So it'll be quick, but I wanted to show you around. So, all right, thanks, Hewitt. All right, he's holding the computer for me. So this is Urban Office, and we have 3 memberships available. One is co-working, the other one's dedicated desks, and then we have private offices that we that are available for rent. And if you can't tell, I'm a little nervous. Anyway, come along with me. This right here is an example of our dedicated desk. And then we also have a mail service. So if you need to have a business address, we do mail forwarding as well. That is another membership. It's $45 a month. We also have conference rooms available. There's 3 that are available. So the first one is called Think. And this is where you're at, Hewitt? Okay. So this is the first one. Oop, we're gonna get a little feedback. And for members, it's half the price, but for non-members, it's $45 an hour for Think. We also have phone booths if you're at a co-working space or a dedicated desk that you can utilize. So there's 4 phone booths, 1 here, 2 in the middle, and then 1 on the other side. This is some of our co-working space. All the white top desks are for co-working. So that means you just come in, grab your stuff, plop down, utilize, work away, and then take your stuff with you and head on out. So all our memberships include free Wi-Fi, utilization of the printer, coffee, tea, which is all local. So our coffee is from Dapper and Wise, and really yummy coffee. This space is just for anybody who happens to be here. We have day passes. You're welcome to use that. A lot of our members stay afterwards and just hang out together with our membership. Includes beer and wine, beer and cider, and then we have wine available for purchase. So this is our kitchen where we have our fancy little coffee machine that makes lattes and all that. And then we have our selection of teas too. Okay. This is our other conference room, but it's being utilized right now. So we're just gonna move on through. This is where it all happens, guys. This is the beer tap right here we were talking about earlier. And here's the other phone booth. This is the other one that was on this end. So, okay, does anybody have any questions?
How many office spaces do you have available right now, Jenny?
I have 3 office spaces. I'm kind of excited actually because they might be in the works to being rented out. So I do have dedicated desks that are available, which is a great entry level before you go into the office.
Nice.
Well, I know that this warmth of your space that you've taken us through there is only part of it. It's much warmer in person even than what's coming across on the camera. But I know that the warmth of the space is just part of it. When we as a group went down there, the chamber board has utilized that conference room that you have there. It's just very nice. It's private. It's well contained. But you also, part of the warmth of your place is your community, right? You're doing a lot of community work and things and a mental wellness.
Yeah, I think that was one of the most surprising things for me when I took over in October was the community atmosphere. It saved my life actually. And I have been surprised by the wonderful friendships that I've made here. And the fact that we do get to collaborate together. There's great businesses together that get together and just collaborate naturally because we're all here. So thanks, Christopher.
Absolutely. Do we have any other questions for Jenny? Yes, Christine?
Jenny, how often do you find that the desks turnover or the offices turnover? How long is people's stay usually when they get there?
Yeah, well, because of COVID, we had quite a bit of turnover. But we have a central group of people that have been here like some 4 years, which is really when we opened. So like Hewitt's been here 3 years. He's the one that helped me carry the computer around. He's a social media guru and it's been helping me with my social media. He's fantastic. And then Alora, she's in an office. She's actually a new member. But she's here to stay. She's one of the great friends I was talking about earlier that I have the pleasure of knowing. So yeah, thanks, Christine.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jenny. Any other questions for Jenny about Urban Office? Again, I've got to switch between two screens. Well, thank you so much, Jenny. Again, it's wonderful to see you. It's wonderful to have you in that space. And I know that it's just as warm as you and as inviting as you are. So
thank you. I do have that drawing. I don't know when you want to do that, but should I say a little bit about what it is?
Absolutely. Please
Okay.
tell us.
It is a bottle of wine. And it is from, okay, Christopher, you're gonna have to tell me what this one, Montepulciano. Yay, okay. It's a red wine 2018, and I'm just gonna show a picture so that you can read it. And it also comes with 5-day passes, so.
Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Jenny. We will raffle that off after we return from our small groups during the wrap up. We'll let you choose a number and we'll see whose box that corresponds with, since you have no idea the order of people on my screen. So again, thank you very much. And then Liz, do you have some announcements for us?
I do, as a matter of fact. I am getting responses from a lot of you. You have until Sunday. I have sent to all of you a list of businesses that will be in the Lake Oswego Review. It's a large newspaper ad from the Chamber of Commerce thanking you for your membership in the Chamber of Commerce. So what you've received, and check your inbox and check your spam just in case, is to make sure that your business is listed the way you want it to show up in the newspaper ad, and that you're under the category that you want. For this newspaper ad, you will only have the ability to be under one category. When we do the guide to Lake Oswego, the hard copy that everybody gets, we can work out multiple categories, but for this one, it's one category. So I would really appreciate it if you would look at that today, make sure it's accurate. It may be a while before we do a newspaper ad like this again, but it is time to recognize all our great businesses that make the Chamber of Commerce so successful in Lake Oswego. Thank you so much, Christopher.
Absolutely, Liz. And that was in an email that came out today. Is that correct?
It came out last night.
Okay, last night. Perfect.
Yes.
Very good. So hopefully everybody has that email in front of them and can double check to make certain that they're represented properly. And then without further ado, one of our favorite things, welcoming new members. So I know we've got a few on the call, and if I just look across my screen in order, I'm going to ask Kurt to come off of mute and introduce himself and a little bit about his business.
Hello, my name is Kurt Huffman. I have a company called Chef Stable that I founded when I moved back to Portland after being away for 15 years. And we partner with chefs and open restaurants with them. So we opened our first one in 2009, and then have been doing that ever since. I grew up in Multnomah Village. My dad taught at Lewis and Clark, so I went to Riverdale. And so I would say my childhood was split between Portland and Lake Oswego. I spent an inordinate amount of time at this pizza place across the park from the ballpark, where they used to serve 2 pepperoni pizzas for $5. And so that was the perfect budget for teenage boys. So we've been working since 2019 on bringing 6 of our partner restaurants to growing up what I would call Lake Grove, but I think everybody's trying to jump on the Lake Oswego bandwagon. So they're calling it Lake Oswego. And it's at the corner of Cruz and Boone's, Mercado Grove. We finally locked that deal down about 4 months ago, and then announced it recently that we have 6. So St. Jack, Largo, Grassa, Phil's, Tasty, and Oven and Shaker will all be going in there. And we're very excited to be not opening places in Portland. Portland's a little bit of a fiasco, quite frankly, right now. And we feel like Lake Oswego as a community has really managed the pandemic infinitely better than Portland has. And so we're very excited to be coming out to where, some of our best clients are. So hopefully, I think it's a sign of just the community, the food community growing, because there's already a great established food community out in Lake Oswego. And so I think it's just a sign that, people like us want to come out there as well and be closer to our best clients.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kurt. Well, I can tell you personally, I'm certainly looking forward to a lot of those names and having some new options out here. And it's exciting to see that corner growing up so quickly. It says spring 2021 out there. When do you anticipate actually opening some of those restaurants?
That is a dangerous question, but we are fairly confident that we can open the first week of June. We will be doing rolling openings for delivery only, first with Lardo, Grassa, probably the beginning of May, Oven and Shaker mid-May. And then depending on construction timelines and everything, we expect to be open that first week or the second week of June.
Fantastic. So I guess June is the tail end of spring 2021.
Yes. Yes.
Perfect.
Hopefully that'll be perfect timing relative to, kind of whatever that inflection point is with vaccinations. I know there are other restaurant operators like me that are hoping that the state relaxes occupancy rules, and we hope that June is the right timeline. And if not, we're very fortunate to have a huge outdoor area at Mercado Grove where we can really diversify the seating and let people that feel less comfortable sitting indoors sit outdoors and dine.
Absolutely. Well, again, thank you so much, Kurt. We welcome you to our Friday morning networking session, and we welcome you to the community. Thank you for being on the call today.
Thank you.
Next on my list as I scan across is Hewitt.
Hey, I'm Hewitt. Thanks for having me. My name is Hewitt Pagenstecker. I'm the founder and owner of Amygdala Media. I help businesses create memorable content that resonates with social media and content strategy. This could range from managing and executing, posting your day-to-day content to being a social media consultant and just helping you develop that strategy that you could do yourself. I love creating just like really impactful content that's unique to your business and yourself. And this could even include long-term video for YouTube and LinkedIn. and making sure that that coincides with where your audience is located, but also recent trends and changes in the social media and digital landscape. So I love helping businesses with branding and creating, just like amplifying their voice and making it emotional and impactful and educational. And we also help businesses with other marketing materials like SEO blogs, logo animations, and web design.
Excellent, Hewitt. Thank you so much. And I love the name, Amygdala.
Yeah.
There's some good branding for you. How did you come by that?
Well, the amygdala is a part of the brain that's responsible for memory and emotion. And I try to think it's all about like creating content that I try to ask people like, how do you want people to feel when they think of your brand or remember your brand? So it's like having that emotional response, that feeling that coincides with a brand or business. And that's what Amygdala Media is all about.
Perfect. Thank you, Hewitt.
Of course. Thank you.
Next on my screen, I've got Alora.
Thank you, Christopher. I want to really quick, I noticed we are a little bit ahead in the agenda, and I do like to be mindful of time, but I want to give a couple plug back into Urban Office, if I may, before fully introducing myself. Jenny, awesome tour again. I love how you're doing these virtually lately. But I do want to say just a couple really amazing things about, especially how I think here at Urban Office, we've been able to make some pivots in terms of taking a look at what COVID has done and how it's affected the businesses. I believe Urban Office had gone from being on a waiting list to all of a sudden having some extra vacancy. But we're starting to see new members come in and new members who are coming in looking to grow. So they might be starting at that floating desk like Jenny had mentioned, and then moving up to a dedicated or into an office. We do almost have all the offices filled. Right now, a couple ways that the Lake Oswego community could really help spread the word, twofold. We are running a $99 2-week promotional special for a floating desk, and then it's only an extra $146 to bump up to your full monthly membership. So that's one way we can help get the word out. That would be wonderful. And we've done Jenny especially has just done an outstanding job in terms of how we've managed to keep the place safe, adhering to all the guidelines, but really still truly cultivating that sense of community and connection. And I hear from a lot of people just being able to come into this office and still have that human to human interaction has been such an important part of this phase that we're all in. And then the other thing that we are launching this month is our mental well-being awareness campaign. And this is something we're going to be rolling out over the next couple of months. If you go to urbanofficeplace.com/wellbeing, and I'll put that in the chat, you'll see our mental health resource guide. And it's very much all evidence-based. And there at the very bottom, there are a couple links for those who may be experiencing true need right now and where to go for that help. But kind of your do-it-yourself ways to be very proactive about mental health in general. And I personally believe that that's become more of an issue than the COVID crisis itself, because if you look at the statistics nationally and globally, how this has been affecting children, especially from 7 to 24, the increase in depression, anxiety, and suicide ideation has just gone through the roof. And it's not something we should be thinking about just when things are bad or stressful. So being proactive means that we're helping to cultivate a more positive mindset in all that we do. And to help kick that off, Hewitt has a good friend named Brent who has recently featured on KGW for doing these pop-up comedic shows in parking lots. And he said something in that interview that just grabbed my attention about how in these times we all need more laughter. And so I believe next week, Thursday, we are going to have him here at the Urban Office parking lot to kind of help launch off this whole mental health well-being campaign and just bringing more awareness. And yes, we all need more joy. We all need to be laughing a bit more. So that is kind of my wrap, my little extra add-in for Urban Office. But again, my name is Alora Brown. My background, I've had my own capital group. Kurt, I used to do consulting, opening up fine dining restaurants, and my son also too. We scour the Portland area looking for the best slices of pizza. That's a passion of his, and we make pizzas at home all the time. But I have a company called Alora Grace & Co. We are rebranding and relaunching right now. I do one-on-one executive level coaching, going in for like deep transformational work. But then I also do strategic growth consulting for businesses. And that takes a look at the overall organizational structure, areas for business development. How is your marketing, your sales, and your customer service working together? But I get very, very excited about always bringing in innovative ideas and opportunities for how can we make these pivots? How can we grow? Here's my vision, and how do we get the organization through trainings and other things to really align with that new expanded conscious perspective. So that's me in a nutshell, and it's an honor to be here. And I love the Lake Oswego area. I spend a lot of time in there, and I am very interested in becoming an actual member. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alora. I too love Lake Oswego and Lake Grove, whichever way you look at it. And if you and your son are on the hunt for good pizza, I'd be remiss if I didn't point you to Amy Valentine of Dino's Pizza, who's in the upper right-hand corner of my screen. I don't know where she is on your screen, but Amy, if you could wave and let us know. There we go. That's Amy. Feels a little bit like Hollywood Squares sometimes, doesn't it? Again, thank you all for being here. We're now going to split into smaller groups. Liz is going to pull us into a smaller group of 3 or 4 or so. And that way we can chat. And the goal, of course, is I'm going to borrow amygdala content here and say it's all about what do you want us to have on our mind when we think of you and we think of your business when we're talking to other people in the community. And what is it you want to share with us in that regard? So thank you all very much. Liz, are you ready to pull us into groups?
I am ready to pull you into groups, and the ambassadors have asked us to put it to 10 minutes this time. We hope that'll be enough time for everybody to connect. Each one of you has a facilitator in your room who will make sure that everybody gets a chance to speak, and one of you will report out for each group. Here you go.